You had 365 days.
Even if I wanna play this, is that what you're expecting from me? Yeah. I will never let you burn it, and this is how I'll do. Cause this was on you, baby, and this is only true. Yeah, I'm gonna feel it.
So how do you like Bulgaria? How did we took good care of you?
You did take good care of me, although you know, I did not see a lot of Sofia because I'm just going back and forth and between hotel and set, hotel and set, hotel and set. So the only day off I have, it's once per week, and it's just a little bit difficult to go out but I'm very tired because I'm shooting like around 10-12 hours a day. So when I have a day off, like I just want to rest and, you know, lay in bed.
Could have you walked freely on the streets when you were walking?
Not really, but you know, I love, you know, all my fans, and it's just a nice feeling, you know, when you get recognized from like in a country that you've never been. But again, I did not go out a lot. So yeah, a few times I went out is just because I wanted to buy shoes.
Okay.
But I went to the mall and I was all covered and stuff. And so.
You had a huge fan base all over the world and here in Bulgaria as well. Can you tell us a funny story or an extreme story with the fans you've met on the street or wherever you've been?
There was a time in 2020 when there was this crazy fan that tried to stab me with a knife.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and but I don't know what happened to him. It's just it just got crazy at a certain point, and he was just trying to, I think, kill me. And he wasn't okay. I think he had some mental problems and stuff. But I had just my bodyguards just jumping on him, and that was scary. That was really scary. I felt like, okay, that's, you know, that's the scary part of this job. You might find someone who doesn't like you, and you know, it's just you know, you just have to take care of myself. And there was another time I was taking a picture with a guy, and he asked me, hey, can we take a picture and stuff? I was in New York. No, I was in New York, I think, yeah. I was in a hotel, and this guy just, I was taking a picture with him, and just suddenly didn't see him anymore. He just fainted on the floor. And we had to call the ambulance and stuff. And I don't know. Like it was that. If you're asking me for weird stuff, like this is the more weirdest thing that happened to me.
I hope the pleasant were more often. I'm sure they are. So let's start from the beginning. Was it a hard road to become an actor for you?
It was a hard road, yeah, but very exciting. I mean, I come from a very humble family. My dad used to be, I lost my dad when I was 12, but he used to be a worker, so building construction and stuff. My mom used to go and clean someone else, people's house, you know. She was a cleaning lady. We did not have money at all. And I knew since I was young that if I wanted to do something, I just had to do it with my own energy. It wasn't a hard road, yeah, because especially not just because of an economic situation of myself, but just because in Italy it's not very easy. Let's say it's not easy at all to become a well-known actor unless you're ugly, and you have this, you know, this image of you have to be, you know, for Italians, when you're a good-looking guy, you're directly not good as an actor, because I don't know why they have this set up mind as an actor should to be recognized as a real and serious actor has to be ugly and dirty and has to look like, you know, a like weird old poet, you know. And I've never liked it. I think I remember I decided to be an actor when I was 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And
What
I started,
triggered that? What triggered that will and dream to become true?
I was always interested on people's mind, people's psychologies.
Yeah.
And I always liked to, you know, act like somebody else. Always wanted to, you know, try to always being someone else, or, you know, that maybe was a turning point of my life, you know, regarding this. I always wanted to be, to act like someone else. You know, I was always very funny to be someone else to me. Yeah.
Who you wanted to be in that early stage?
Well,
do you
right
have
before
some
I discovered
role models or movie stars you wanted to look like, or?
Right before becoming an actor, I remember that I used to like teeth. So right before I found my passion, I think I wanted to become a dentist for some reason. I don't know why, because it was teeth of the people always turned me on in some way. Like, I don't know, like it always, I was always very attracted by the teeth of the people.
Okay.
So that's why maybe I wanted to become a dentist. But then I decided that maybe I could have just played the role of the dentist in some movie. I have never really had a role model as an actor, as a person, but I was inspired by a lot of books that I've read. For example, I'm a huge fan of Bram Stoker, like the Dracula of Bram Stoker. And that, I think it was something important for my artistic career, something important to find out my real passion, which is the acting. Yeah, or poets. For example, I'm a huge, incredibly fan of Edgar Allan Poe. Do you know this poet?
Yes, of course.
Edgar was always one of my favorite poet. You know, this dark,
and
you
deep.
know, and deep, and you know, and he was obsessed by death, and he turned on making, you know, art, you know. And I always wrote poems myself, so and stories. So creating this, I think, okay, if I write something, I would like to watch a movie that is talking about my poem. So maybe I just decided to try to, you know, it was a mix of things.
You told me that you had a lot of different jobs before you became an actor. What did you work?
I have done a lot of jobs in my life.
Yeah.
Just to support my dreams. I was always struggling for money. I was selling door by door Hoovers, you know, Hoovers.
Okay.
So if I was living in Bulgaria around 5 years ago, you would have probably have me outside your door, knocking on your door, trying to sell you a Hoover. I've done also gardening. I was a waiter. I was working in a company that does parquet.
Yeah.
So I was putting down parquet.
So you were a very handy man, I could say.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
What was your salary when you were gardening?
My salary?
Yeah.
It was around $600 a month. Yeah, $650 a month in black.
In black.
So no contract and stuff.
Do you have a garden now?
I do.
Do you do it yourself?
I do, but I really
You don't have time for that.
I mean,
just be honest.
today, like, I really have no time for that. But
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm in my garden, I bought a house. It has a big garden and stuff. I sometimes when I'm laying on the ground on my garden, I'm just like, but this tree should be cut in a different way. So it's just, but then I'm just too lazy to cut my tree.
Tell me about your first day working in the movie as an actor in your first movie. Do you remember the excitement?
That's a nice
Were
question.
you scared? Were you excited more than usual?
I was, I'll tell you a story. The first set I've done, I was in, I remember in 2011.
Yeah.
I was 21 years old, and I was being part of this series called Like a Dolphin,
Yeah.
so about this swimmers and stuff, and I had a contract back then as an extra, like a special extra.
Yeah.
So, and talking extra. I wasn't an actor. I was there, and I was always there. Like I was every day. I was there working on set. I really wanted to prove myself as an actor, but there were leads kids, you know, like me, like kids. I mean, like teenagers, like 21 years old, 22 years old. And I was always there when the director was speaking to them. Although I was an extra, I shouldn't be there. And once one of these guys told me to turn, and he told me, listen, you're not one of the leads. Get away from here. Like, listen to the director. But I was just there just to learn, you know, and stuff. And I felt so bad, because not because he told me that, but suddenly I thought, like, a guy wants to learn something and you're telling him this. Like, I felt so, not disrespected, but I felt so down. Like, I was nervous, but in the same time I was excited from that, because I said, like, you know what, I want to do something for real now. The first day of set, I wasn't lead, so I just had a small scene in a nice movie, and I wasn't nervous. I was just very passionate about proving my point.
Yeah.
I wanted to show, you know, what I wanted to do, you know, just that.
As long as he was alive, we both respected the borders of our interests.
Did you tell yourself in that moment when this lead actor told you, go off the set, we are here with the director and you're not with us? Did you tell yourself, one day when I become a superstar, I'm not going to treat the people this way?
Absolutely, yes. I told myself, not directly, but today on set, they're giving me, even the girl that is holding my umbrella when it's raining.
Yeah.
But it's actually funny because I'm holding the umbrella for her. I'm treating everybody in a way that I'd like to be treated. And I don't understand why I should treat like in a bad way someone in a way that I wouldn't be like to being treated, you know. Just
Who do you want to meet on screen?
probably Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
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 I mean, working with them, it was always been a dream. I would make a movie with them and without even getting paid.
Have you met him in
No,
person?
never. Unfortunately not. But I've met Francis Ford Coppola,
Okay.
which is the director of Dracula, Bram Stoker. I met him in Rome, and I actually got to hold his hand and I told him, listen, I think that I actually told him, listen, you know, Dracula of Bram Stoker is one of the most, and I think it's the most beautiful love story ever written and directed by like someone, and I really want to thank you for that, because there's everything inside that movie. There's like, you're a genius, man, for me. And I was so happy to meet him and stuff. And he was like, thank you very much. And then Francis Ford Coppola, it was so humble. So humble, so super humble.
But you've worked with Paolo Sorrentino.
Yeah.
I envy you so much that you've been close to this person.
Yeah.
I love him though. How was working with him?
It's, you know, working with those kind of people, the real genius, the real artists, they are always the most humble person, you know, because they know who they are and they don't have the need to show who they are. So we were on set shooting a new project. I can't really say what is about, but it's gonna come out soon. And it was just magical, you know, because it wasn't even following the script. It was just coming on set, inventing a new scene, and like people were like, "But Paolo, like we can't do that, you know, like isn't it on the script?" I don't care. I want to do it because he is very visionary about what he's doing, and he's, you know, when you work with someone like him, you just have to shut up and listen to him and just do whatever he's asking you to do, because he knows he hold it like an Oscar.
Yeah.
So if he holds an Oscar, he's probably know what he's doing, you know.
What kind of role you want to play?
I would
something which is probably very far from you, or
I think I would like to play a role of the handicap for some reason.
okay.
I would like to be an handicap. I don't know why, but I would like to play someone who has a handicap, or someone who has mental issues, you know, schizophrenia, for example.
I think that you started something like that in 365, playing your twin brother, right? It was something there which wasn't like.
It was,
Yeah.
It was like Adriano was completely different from his brother.
Yeah.
He had some, It was more
issues.
like, he wasn't really, like, he was more angry with himself and with others, and he was always under drugs, under cocaine.
Yeah.
So when I begged myself, if someone is always taking cocaine, how would he think? So he was always very angry and like very nervous and stuff, and never really focused on something. So he didn't really have mental problems in handicap, but he had probably more like a drug addiction.
2020 was a very big year for you. It was like 365, the trilogy started like that. You became a fashion designer, you're an artist, you're painting also. Tell me, how did you get the proposal for the 365?
I was, I think at that time they were just trying to find the right guy to play this role, and they couldn't find it until they found a picture of me in some old Facebook page, and they just chose me right away. And they found me. I was working, and they just called me, and everything.
They didn't cast you. They just said, "It's you. That's you." Exactly. But this movie, when it was released, your life was completely changed, right? How did you wake up the day after this movie was released? What happened that day?
It was crazy because they just put they just released the movie on the platform all over the world, and I went to sleep. I was not even my mom used to know me anymore. And then I suddenly woke up, and I had like around 3 million followers on Instagram. Like, couldn't, like from that day, just my life changed completely. I couldn't walk anymore on the street.
Your Instagram blocked, I understood.
It cracked up, yeah.
Cracked up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
I
you-
had to disinstall, deactivate, and then I remember, like, because I wasn't using Instagram anymore, I forgot my password for some reason. I had like a couple of followers, not more. So yeah,
That's happened.
that's what happened.
How did your mother took this fame?
You know, my mother just started getting calls by anyone
Yeah.
from family. She just kind of changed her number. She didn't want to deal with people. Didn't even say, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah.
Or telling her, you know, these people that they never ask you, "How are you?" Like
Yeah.
10 years.
And now
And then they
want to be-
suddenly ask, "Hey, what about having a coffee together?" You know, and my mom she's just like, "No, I don't.
No.
Thank you very much."
Is she proud of you now?
She's really
'Cause
proud
you
of me.
Completed your dreams and you're going up and up.
She is really proud of me, but she's not that kind of person that shows how proud is she.
Uh-huh.
You know, she's very, you know, good job, whatever. Like she doesn't really talk about my job. We don't really speak about my business, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's my mom. It's just she's not a fan. You know, for my mom, I am the same person I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seeing, for example, like my career change, like my life change and stuff. She's seeing new house, cars and stuff, but she doesn't really ask.
Yeah.
She's a very private person. Like she doesn't care about what I do, or
Just to be happy.
sometimes she asks, "Hey, well, you doing any movies, new movies?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I'm shooting right now, Subservience." "Oh, cool. With who?" "Oh, Megan Fox." Oh, is she the girl that she's an American actress?" "Yeah, she is." "Okay, good luck, huh?" You know, my mother, she's a very particular person. You know, I don't talk to her since 2 months probably, but not because we fight. We're having some problems. It's just, you know, my mom, she gives me a lot of freedom, you know.
Yeah.
When you're ready, I know you're working. When you're ready, just call me, you know. She actually called me. No, I'm lying, because she actually called me yesterday night, and just to tell me that I've got like 3 tickets from the police because of the car. I just left the car somewhere. It's like, "Hey, you know."
You have bills to pay here.
You have bills to pay. When are you coming back? You know, I was like, "Mom, I'm shooting a movie and stuff." But you have 3 tickets, you know, for speed and stuff. And the guy was like, "Okay, like, you know, I'll pay them."
There, she likes your music.
She does.
She got me every day on the phone. She make me wanna get out the road. Wish I could turn it off, let it go, but she's too fucking beautiful.
Tell me about how did you start writing music?
The first song I wrote, I was in 2018.
Yeah.
When I decided to get divorced from my first wife.
Yeah.
So I told her, "Listen, I wrote the song, and this is gonna be my last gift for you." And I called "Rain in the Heart." And I started from that point. I felt like writing songs and music for that reason. It was helping me as a person, you know. I was just like, you know, that moment was terrible, you know, when I got divorced from my first wife. Although I decided to get divorced.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you decided or she decided, you know, it's always very sad, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
And
you
I
have
told
2
them,
sons.
yeah, I have 2 kids, and you know, I decided to write this song called "Rain in the Heart" again, and it was my last gift for her, and that's how I started.
Oh, baby, I can't lose my mind, yeah. You know that I've been thinking about it.
You wrote very beautiful songs now,
Thank
and
you.
your whole album, Dark Room, it's very, very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Very beautiful. So you had a very big concert, I saw in the social media. How that feel? Was it different from everything you've done as an actor so far? To be on a stage with huge audience who's screaming your name.
It's incredibly different, you know, because when you're acting, you're being someone else.
Yeah.
You're giving someone else emotion to the audience, you know. But when you're, personally, when I write songs, I'm completely being transparent. I'm being myself, you know. I'm being yourself, transparent in front of like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people. It's never, it's beautiful, but it's never really, you know, you are deciding to give yourself to someone who you don't really even know. So I was very, the first 15 minutes of that concert, I think I was gonna like faint because I couldn't handle it. But then I started, you know, building up, you know, more confidence during the concert, and I just didn't want it to stop anymore. I was beautiful.
Got me flying high.
Can we expect more concerts?
I think we can expect more music, but I'm so super busy with my, you know, acting life, my like films and projects that I don't know. But for sure, my new album is coming out very soon. So I just released a single called "Push Me."
Yes,
Yeah.
I
don't know if you watched the.
Yeah, I did.
Watched the video.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of critics about it, but.
But that's you. That's
yeah,
your
that's
music.
me, and I don't like. Look, I always wanna do something that makes me happy. If people criticize that, I don't really care. My job is to do something that makes me happy. I don't want to do and create something for somebody else. I want to create something first of all for myself, and then for other people, of course. But I'm not that kind of artist that creates the summer songs to make people dance in the club.
So tell me about the movie Subservience you're shooting now in Bulgaria. What kind of passion you have for this part of yours? Was it difficult? How did you work with Megan Fox?
Look, the first I have an incredibly story about this movie.
Yeah.
And it's actually the first time I'm telling to somebody what happened. Subservience, like, literally saved my life. I was about to die.
How?
Yeah. So I was in Los Angeles shooting the campaign of Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah.
And my agent called me and was like, listen, there's this project called Subservience, and they really would like to work with you. And I was like, oh, wow, great. Let's look, let's look at the script. Let's read the script. What it's about and stuff. It was like, we're gonna get the script in a week. I was like, okay, fine. When you have the script, just send it to me. I will just print it out and, read it. If I like the story, I'm gonna do it. But then what happened that from Los Angeles, I planned after Los Angeles, I planned a trip for 15 days to Seoul, South Korea. Because Netflix Korea wanted to meet me.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, I'm going there and I'm staying there for 15 days because I'm not gonna go from LA to Seoul.
Just for a meeting.
Literally 16 hours flight, just for a meeting.
Yeah.
I received the script in the afternoon of the 31st of October. And I told my assistant, listen, go down, print it out because I want to read it. So that night, I was invited for Halloween in a place in the center of Seoul. I started, getting ready to go out, and then my assistant comes and is like, this is the script of Subservience. And I start reading it, reading on the first page, and then I was brushing my teeth, and then reading the second page, third page, and making my hair and stuff. And you know, then I went on bed and I started reading it more.
Yeah.
And I find it very interesting. This, I'm reading, and it's, you know, I called my assistant. Is like, listen, cancel the dinner tonight because I really want to go through the script.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go out anymore. Like, I really want to read the script tonight. That night, in the place that I had to be, died 152 people. That was in a very tiny, small roads in the center of Itaewon.
Yeah.
It's called like that. Around 10,000 people. So people in this exactly same place where I had to be, there was like 10,000 people that they got stuck, and they were people in between 15 and 20 years old died. Around 152 guys.
Oh my God,
teenager.
I remember that story. Yeah, it was like...
And that night, I had to be there, but I didn't go there anymore because that afternoon, I received the script of Subservience and I started reading it. It was like, the day next, I just called my agent. I was like, listen, I want to do this movie. This movie just saved my life. I had to be in that place. 152 guys died yesterday night. There was a huge crowd and stuff. I didn't even finish to read the script. And I just like called my agent. I was like, Chuck, listen, call the producer and say, I'm in. I'm gonna play the part of Nick. So
what a story!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was crazy.
And how was working with Megan Fox?
We have actually the same agent.
Yeah.
You know, she's very funny.
Yeah.
She's very like we had so much fun on set together.
Okay.
Yeah, between Chuck and the other, we talked too much. We became such a good friends. You know, and it was amazing working with her. She's very professional. She knows her lines. Most of the time during Chuck and the other, we used to laugh a lot. So Scott used to be mad at us because, you know, we used to laugh a lot. So it's just like, you know. But yeah, it was great working with her.
How do you like New Buena Studio and the crew?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just, it's the first time I get to work with the Bulgarians.
Yeah.
And they're great people, very professionals, very, very professional. Very, like, I can see they're used to work with, you know, huge actors, and they know everything. They know what to do. They're always very on time, very, very. And what's nice about working with Bulgarians is that they always like to work. So if we're late, they're not gonna say, hey, this is time to go. No, they just want to do it. Come on, you can do it more and more. They don't really care about the time. And I can feel that they're very passionate about, you know, cinema here.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. How do you take care of yourself, though? Are you working out during the movies?
I do work
or
out.
Do you have any other hobbies than the music, the painting?
Yeah, I do work out.
Yeah.
I work out every other day. Yeah, at least for 40 minutes, 45.
Do you like the gym here?
I love the gym here, but I'm not an extreme person. I mean, I'm not that kind of person that's crazy about the gym, that takes like protein shakes, or he has to eat good and stuff, blah, blah. I just go to the gym. After 40 minutes I'm in the gym, I get so bored and I just...
So can you tell us about your next project? Is it already ahead, something we should know?
Talking about Subservience.
Yes, which you are still filming, and I'm like taking you from
no, that's fine.
free time.
No. Actually, I'm having so much fun. You know.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm not thinking about, you know,
the 12 scenes you have to.
And I'm gonna have, you know, on the snow, and 152 extras today. But this project is, I actually decided to being part of this project because, part of what happened in Seoul, when I read the script, it was something that scared me so much. Like the idea of living in a world, obsessed with AI, and living in a world that the actually I are taking over the world, it scares me so much. And whatever it scares me, it fascinates me. I'm very fascinated.
You want to try it.
So I wanted to be part of this project because it was very scary, the idea.
So you're telling me you're not living in a modern house these days when you can like
absolutely
clap
not.
and the lights are on and you can call, put the
You know, I'll tell you a secret. Even if I wanted to live in a modern house, I suck so bad with technology. I don't even know how to use an iPad.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I swear to God.
No.
Computers, iPad, everything that concerns technology, I'm the worst person on earth. Like I prefer to, you know, if I have to open the light, you know,
yeah,
click the button, you know, just open the light, close the light. Yeah.
I'm sure that your son's going to teach you.
Oh, my son,
your sons are probably
you know,
so advanced with that.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very advanced with that, but I'm not allowing them to use a lot of those, you know, computers and stuff. I don't like, I prefer them when they have free time to go down the street, play football, and, you know, actually have some, you know, hand games and stuff, and then instead of getting stuck in front of a screen for hours. One time happened that without me knowing, Marcus spent like around 4 or 5 hours in front of incredibly stupid game.
Yeah.
Like he had to do, like it was like for 4 hours like that. And I just and I was with them, and I was doing something, and then I went in his bedroom and I touched him, like after 4 hours. It was like, what the fuck do you want? I was like, it was incredibly nervous, and I was like, what? And that scared me because my son was very nervous about this game and stuff. And I don't want to grow up robots, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to grow up. I want to grow up man that knows what life is, the real life is. Not. So I told him, listen, from now on, and off this game, and off this computer, go down and stuff. And he started crying so bad. It's like, why, Dad? I need to finish this chapter and stuff. And I was like, listen, it's a game. Why are you acting like that? But then I've noticed that he was so into that screen shit. And I was like, no, you're not using this shit anymore.
How do you see yourself in 10 years? That's my last question.
Probably in 10 years, I'd like to be the same person I'm today, but with more movies done.
Yeah, okay.
Probably.
With more work.
More work done.
Which is coming.
Yeah.
Which is coming, yeah. I'm sure about it.
In 10 years, I would like to be still with my head stuck on my neck. I just don't want to change myself. I just want to keep being the man I am today.
Oh, I'm sure that you're going to stay the man you are today, I'm sure.
If a guy of 15, 16, 20 years old comes to me and asks me, what's the secret? I might say, just don't take it too serious. That's it.